A song for two, it's so quiet here. The stillness is what gets to me. A living graveyard. Thomas, 61 years old, is trapped in this quiet. He sits at the old piano in a dimly lit jazz club in New Orleans, fingers hovering over the keys. The air is thick with the ghosts of past nights, smelling of old bourbon and polished wood, a bitter reminder of the deafening roar of a full room, of music that used to pulse and dance. He's trying to find the energy to play, but there's only a gaping hole inside him. The silence left by his wife, Diane, when she died 6 years ago, has swallowed everything. Even his favorite melodies can't break through. He feels the emptiness like a physical weight. His kids call from across the country. The calls are polite, quick, and formal. He feels a terrible disconnect from them, from everyone. He sighs, pressing a single key. A soft note, almost fragile, echoes in the vast room. He presses another and another. It's a ghost of what once was. The memories crash over him like a wave. Diane laughing, her dress swirling as she danced. The clinking of glasses, the thunderous applause after he played. It was so real, so vibrant, and now it's just a fading picture in his mind. Then a voice shatters the stillness. Is anyone here? Thomas looks up, startled. A woman stands in the doorway, a small smile on her face. Her hair is streaked with silver, and her eyes spark with curiosity. He feels a sudden jolt, a mix of relief and panic. "I'm just practicing," he says, his voice a rusty croak. He feels foolish, like a child caught talking to himself. "I'm Linda," she says, stepping closer, her presence a warm, solid thing. "I heard the music. It's beautiful. They talk for hours." She just moved to New Orleans, retired from teaching, and she misses the art, the life, the energy she used to feel. She understands. He isn't alone. He doesn't know why, but this simple fact makes his chest feel lighter, like he can breathe again. He wants to know everything about her. Rehearsal of hope over the next few weeks. Linda comes to the club every single evening. They start singing together, at first hesitantly, like two people testing the waters, then, with growing confidence, Thomas plays the piano, and Linda's voice fills the empty spaces. It's like a warm blanket chasing away the cold, desolate quiet that has been his life. The sound of her voice feels so right, so much a part of him now. Their friendship deepens beyond the music. They share stories from their pasts, their first concerts, their first loves, the mischief they got into in college. Laughter becomes a common sound. Thomas feels like a younger version of himself again. He notices how alive he feels, how his hands can dance on the piano keys again, how he actually looks forward to tomorrow. But a little doubt, a nagging whisper in the back of his mind, lingers. His daughter, Julia, calls one night, "Dad, are you seeing someone? You've been different. Please be careful, okay?" He pauses, leaning back against the piano. "Julia, it's not serious," he says, and even as the words leave his mouth, he knows it's a lie. He's afraid of what his kids will think, what his friends will say. Linda, sensing his hesitation, places her hand over his. Her touch is firm and reassuring. Serious or not, it feels right. Music brought us together, but there's more than that. "Don't be afraid." She says the words so simply, and they resonate deep within him. Soon they decide to perform for the first time in front of a real audience, a small group of friends from the neighborhood and fellow volunteers from the senior center. Thomas's hands shake as he sits at the piano. Linda looks at him, her eyes full of calm and reassurance, a silent promise. The first notes sound shaky, but they are true. By the second song, their harmony is perfect. The applause that erupts feels like a physical force, a wave of support. Thomas feels alive, more alive than he has in years. For the first time, life feels larger than his loss. The first performance after the show, Thomas and Linda walk along the French Quarter streets. The night is warm, full of the sweet, comforting smell of fried beignets and the constant thrum of jazz from nearby clubs. "I haven't felt this alive in... I can't remember how long," Thomas confesses, the words tumbling out of him. Linda smiles. "Neither have I. It's not just music, Thomas. It's us. It's remembering that life isn't over. Even after 60, they sit on a wrought iron bench, watching street performers and a never-ending stream of tourists. For a moment, all the ghosts of their pasts, the loss of their spouses, the distance from their children, the endless lonely nights, all of it fades away. They are left with only hope, with laughter, and the thrill of rediscovery. Thomas takes a deep breath. Maybe we can't change the past, but we can play our song again. Every day, if we want. He doesn't have to think about it. The words are just there, on his tongue. He wants this more than anything. Linda leans her head on his shoulder. Then let's play it together. As the streetlights flicker on and music drifts from nearby bars, they know one thing for certain. It was never too late to find love, to feel alive, to follow the music in their hearts. The song for two. It's just beginning.